Okay, so here we are. It is August the 9th, 2017. It is Wednesday Night Live. Thank you for showing up, everybody. I really appreciate it. We're going to talk about healing. We're going to talk about lymphatic detoxification, how to clean your sewer system, the sewer system of the body that hardly anybody knows about. But we're going to talk about that, how to get the kidneys filtering and remove the acids and wastes out of your lymphatic system. This is the key to pretty much all healing, all physical healing. So that's going to be the focus here, and let me know if everything is working well. Sometimes we do have a couple of technical glitches, and I rely on you guys to let me know what's going on here. So I wanted to talk about a couple of things. Dr. Morse was talking. He answered a question he answers questions from people. They write in, send him emails, and he gets around to answering people's questions. And someone had written in a video he released last week about genital herpes, and I get this a lot. A lot of people write me. They're so distraught about it. They think it's always going to be there. They're pretty much have resigned to the fact they're going to have to live with this the rest of their lives, and that's just not the case. It brings up a lot of points, being that okay, so herpes is a virus. Like HIV or Hep C and things like that. Viruses, I actually did some research right before the show. Viruses are not, there's a lot of discussion on whether they're alive or not. Dr. Morse says they're proteins and you can't kill them. So, and he said, truth be told, there really are no herbs to take that are antivirals. And when you take antiviral medication, there's some very serious, sometimes fatal events tied to these. So they're proteins and they're not really alive. Now, there's some conflicting views on what do you call alive. Basically it's a shell. A virus is a shell containing DNA and RNA, but it doesn't have a metabolism to it. So, but anyways, the point is that a lot of people that get herpes. And herpes comes in many forms, shingles and all this kind of stuff. It's hard to get out of the body because really you can't kill it. So all of these things that are meant to, I guess, treat it don't work. The only thing that does work is lymphatic detoxification. You've got to move your lymph because you got to dig deep into the body, or these things can, harbor in there and replicate. The body will tag them for removal, but it's got to be able to get to them, and then it's got to be able to get them to the lymph nodes and out of the body through the kidney door. So this is the real key to it all. And it's just for some people who have a very sluggish lymph system, their lymph nodes are hard as a rock. They're going to have to do a lot of detoxification. They're going to have to be patient. They're going to have to work hard and not expect miracles overnight. Other people that have a good free-flowing lymphatic system that are in pretty good shape are going to kick this stuff out of the body fairly quickly. So, as insidious as these viruses are, lymphatic detoxification is the key to this. Now, the lymph system is approximately 3 times bigger than the blood system. It's the largest fluid system in the body. And it is where your cells, some say up to 100 trillion cells, it's where they dump their cellular waste, okay, and their cellular acids. So it's very, very important to learn about this. It's really simple. It's kind of like you get the key, once you understand just basics on the lymph system and the kidneys, you get the key to kind of, understand what healing in the body truly is. So I'm excited to talk to you guys about all this and answer your questions to help you along and clarify some of these things. So, but I thought that starting off talking about one of these more insidious viruses was a good way to get this thing going, because a lot of people suffer from these and they really feel that they're never going to get it out. And, as long as you're on an acid-forming diet and you don't understand the lymph system and it's all gunked up with mucus, you're not going to get it out. And it's going to stay in there the rest of your life. That is true. But you just learn a few things and you learn how to eat properly, learn how to eat alkalizing foods, which thin the lymph system out, which get rid of the obstructions and actually get it flowing again so the body can return to its its perfection that it was designed for, its homeostasis, if you will. So yeah, it's important to just know the basics of this. Also another thing is virals are proteins too. And we proteins are very acidic, so we try to avoid those in our diet. What we need is amino acids in the diet, okay? Like what's found in fruit and veggies is you have the amino acids. In other words, it's the animals eat these veggies with the amino acids, the grasses and grains and all this kind of stuff, and then they transform it into protein. If we eat the protein off that animal, we've got to break it back down to the amino acids. It's a complex step, and it's a very acid-producing step. So we want to just go after those amino acids, which are plentiful in fruit. You can be big and strong on a vegetarian diet, on a fruitarian, predominantly fruitarian diet. It's been proven over and over again. So a lot of energy, all kinds of things. So yeah, amino acids are our friends. Fatty acids are our friends. You don't need to take in the fats of animals. The fruits and veggies have fatty acids in them, so they will make the fat. So a lot of things that are coming to light that I never knew until I went down this path, and a lot of revelations, and I think the virals not being alive is a very important revelation, if there are no herbs to kill them. But the fact that you can move that lymph system and get them out of the body, I think is encouraging to a lot of people. And Dr. Morse said to the guy, he said, look, go back on a high protein diet, eat a lot of meat and dairy and grains, and watch those herpes flare up again. Go back to an alkaline diet like what's in like fruits are and the raw veggies, and watch that all those symptoms disappear. They love an acidic environment. They thrive in an acidic, agglomerated, slowed down, cesspool type environment. So anyways, so let's jump into some questions here. If anybody has, we've got some questions already. Okay, so anyways, glad everybody's here. So we've got Terrell. Terrell is here. Hi, Terrell. Good to have you. Hello, Mark. Would you please talk more about testing the pH of urine? Can I use litmus paper? Okay, I go onto Amazon. I get those pH test strips, and that's how I do it. And so it's interesting. The pH of the urine should actually be a little bit alkaline. In other words, it should be below 7, in the high 6s, because that shows that you're actually moving lymphatic acids out of the body. If your urine pH is alkaline, your kidneys really aren't kicking out the acids, and that's what we need to do. Your body's creating a lot of acids every day, just by the functions of the body. So you want that urine slightly acidic. And yeah, I use the papers. Okay, and they actually have a color. They turn a certain color based on the pH. Saliva is optimal at 7.2 alkalinity. Yeah, you want it slightly alkaline. 7 is the middle ground. A little above 7 is slightly alkaline, so that's about right. What is optimal for urine? Okay, we talked about that. A little bit acidic. High 6s is fine. Is this one way of testing for kidney filtration? No. The only way to really test for kidney filtration is to pee into a jar and take a look at it. If you see any speckles or clouds or stringers, just little pieces in there, you are filtering. Some people, myself included, have, sometimes get these big releases, and it looks like orange juice, and then it settles down. You've got this sort of, glob of mucus, white mucus and sediment in that urine. So it's a little bit sporadic, but that's how you test. So anything is good. Any kind of speckles, you just don't want crystal clear urine, even if it's yellow or dark yellow. You want it to be a little bit opaque and have something in it. Okay, and kidney herbs help. A little bit of lymphatic herbs help. Cleaning the GI tract helps you get filtration, and dry fasting helps you get filtration. Dry fasting is taking nothing in, no water, no liquids, no food, nothing, for a minimum of 12 hours. Some people are doing 18 hours a day dry. And then once a week you do a 24 to 36 hour. These are short-term dry fasts. Some of us have to work into them, but this really helps you get filtration, helps you maintain filtration too. Okay, I have articles on at my website, MarkJamesGordon.com, if you're interested. But it's a really great way to get kidney filtration, to get more kidney filtration. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom, Mark. You bet, Terrell. Thanks for those questions. That's going to help a lot of people. Thank you. We've got 1-1, I guess. I have signs of stones in my liver. Now I have heard Dr. Morse say that drinking Epsom salts is not good. Should I still do my fifth flush since I got 800 plus stones out last time? Wow. And just skip the Epsom salt. I know that Dr. Morse, says that detox will flush the liver. He does have his own formula. It's a pretty standard formula, the olive oil and the lemon juice for his liver flush. I believe it's posted at MarkJamesGordon.com. Just search liver flush, and you'll see his formula that he likes, okay? But it does not include Epsom salts, okay? But he likes to put the liver gallbladder herbs in the first month or so of his kits just to help that liver and gallbladder flush out, and doesn't really talk too much about liver flushing. I know Gino over at MasterFast doesn't either. He thinks they're too harsh. Okay, so, yeah, get more information, make your own judgment on that, okay? I've been raw vegan, mostly fruit for 5 weeks now and have seen some kidney filtration, fantastic, and have dry fasted twice during that time, 24 and 36 hours. Awesome. This is Jeremy. Good, Jeremy. You're getting with it. You're starting to get those kidneys filtering and move that lymph, and yeah, check into that liver stuff too. He's got some great liver gallbladder herbs, by the way. And detox is just so great for cleansing the liver and gallbladder as well. We got Robert Frazier. Hi, Mark. First off, really appreciate your passion to Wellville about kidney filtration and sediment. I've seen in the urine when I pee into a jar. Excellent. Will I see sediment in the toilet when urine is cloudy? I actually, when I pee into the toilet, I can tell just by looking at the way it hits the water if there's sediment in it. You'll get good at it. Monitor your urine a lot with the jar, and then you'll know when you're filtering more and more. It's just kind of an art, But yeah, I can see it in the toilet and not in the jar. Robert also asks, I also have bags under my eyes. Okay, bags under the eyes are a sign that the kidneys need a lot of help, okay? Those dark bags and all that, that's kidneys. The eyes have no discoloration yet. What can I do to help the bags? Get on some kidney forms. Get on the detoxification program, not just the kidneys. You want to bring up the adrenal glands. They sit on top of the kidneys. They help the kidneys filter. You want to clean the GI tract always. Like we said, you'll want to go after that liver gallbladder in the first month or so. You want to do a parasite cleanse in the first month or so. You want to use some lymphatic herbs to help pull lymph, clean that lymph, get it moving. And you want to have some herbs for the other glands, beside the adrenals included. So those are sort of the big 6 that you want to go after always. We don't just detox one area. It doesn't work like that. But you can use some extra help in the kidney area with the dry fasting, like you're doing, and maybe step up to 2 kidney herbs, 2 formulas. I can help you with that if you get a hold of me, mark at MarkJamesGordon.com. We got the Vegan Renegade. Hi, Mark. I've been doing good with the help of a 20-day master fast. My pressure and pain is gone in the head and eyes and body, but I still have brain fog and thinking issues. Any suggestions? Okay, so Vegan Renegade is on the master fast. Master fast is a very, very high-level detoxification. Okay, it's using pasteurized grape juice and lemons and powerful herbs and some psyllium pudding and dry fasting, all combined into kind of a package. Masterfastsystem.com. Very, very aggressive, okay? So Vegan Renegade is getting some pressure and pain out of the body, which is great. But brain fog, okay, so brain fog is really usually a sign of lymphatic stagnation up in the head. And there's a direct link between the transverse colon and the head. We see what are called radii solaris coming out of that transverse colon. And we call them toxic tunnels. And there's a toxic pathway from a dirty colon up into the head. So you always want to clean that colon out. Dr. Morse's stomach and bowel formulas and the GI Broom are wonderful at this. Master fast, I did 44 days. Incredible at cleaning the GI tract. If you want to go to that high of a level. And you want to stimulate lymph movement up in the head. There's upper circulation herbal formulas by Dr. Morse. I believe Gino has them too. I have them at Giovanna Detox. So circulation herbs that help stimulate circulation in the head, provided there's no tumors. You don't want to stimulate circulation if there's tumors present, okay? Just a little note for y'all. And also there's physical things you can do, like hot and cold showers. You turn the shower up to hot, you get it on that head, get nice and hot. Not too much, don't hurt yourself, of course. And then do that for a couple minutes, and then turn it down to cold for 30 seconds. And then you kind of and go back and forth. You get this kind of accordion effect, which helps move lymph. Ear candling helps. Hot and cold packs on the back of the neck can help. Rebounding helps. Physical movement helps. Inversions help. There's lots of little tricks you can do. Okay? But brain fog, yeah, you want to get that out of there. It's also good to combine with some brain and nerve formulas, too, to stimulate the nerves up there in the brain too, if you're feeling foggy. Okay, so work on general detox always with special focus on the GI tract and special focus on circulation in the upper part of the body. And you will go after that and get it. Have patience, you guys. You can't expect to have, let's say, 40 years of eating mucus, gunk-causing foods and not understanding the lymphatic system to thinking you're going to be healed in a couple of weeks or even a couple of months. This takes work, it takes patience, it takes faith too. We're kind of coming out, of left field with a lot of this to a lot of people, and it does take faith. The more you listen to this, the more you hear about people healing, the more confidence you're going to get and the better you're going to do and the more fortitude you're going to have to stay on the program. Mark Martin asks, hey, Mark, do you know anybody that reads Eyes in Phoenix? I don't. Go to, oh boy, I keep forgetting his name, K-Dub Reese, Kevin's site. It's not Raw Figs, it's the other one. Anyways, he's got a whole directory of detox specialists, and there might be one on the list in Phoenix, okay? Mark, but I do a lot of iridology, and most people take them with, they have a friend take them with their cell phone camera or a good digital camera and send them to me via email. And I read a lot of eyes, that way. But if you want to drive down to Ventura, come on down. We'll take care of you here. I got an iris camera. Video's working well, says Amanda. Thank you, Amanda. I appreciate it. The boss is back. Hey, the boss. Good day, Mark. Does antiseptic have any effect on the eye with iridology? Does antiseptic have any effect on the eye with I don't think so. You're talking about an antiseptic. You might be talking about antibiotics. I don't know. Antiseptics. Gosh, I don't know how to answer that. I mean, will it make it? Do I ever see antiseptic drug residues? Hard to say. A lot of times in the eye, we'll see iodine. We'll definitely see a lot of sulfur. We'll see what are called chemical deposits in the eyes, and they're splotches. They never really fully come out of the eyes, we found, but yeah, any kind of chemicals can build up in those eyes in certain areas in your weaker spots. Okay, we got the renegade vegan. Weren't you just the vegan renegade? Wait, do we? We have a vegan renegade and a renegade vegan, and you have two separate pictures. Okay, cool. Good. So excellent. Yeah, I thought I was dyslexic there for a second. Hi, Mark. Hey, renegade vegan. Welcome. We've got Dean Hendricks. Hi, I suffer from ringing in the ears. It's tinnitus. It's lymphatic stagnation in the head. We just talked about how to move that out. Is there a natural way to stop it or reduce it? Yeah, so just like we talked about, clean up the colon, transverse colon, get some circulation herbs, ear candling, hot and cold showers, hot and cold packs, inversions, rebounding, move the lymph, general detoxification, get that lymph flowing, get the kidneys open, get those channels going, get all the modes of elimination of lymphatic waste open, kidney door, skin, do the skin brushing, get to saunas and sweat, clean up that GI tract. GI tract handles some of that lymphatic waste too, we're finding out. So all those methods of elimination. Okay, eyes wide open, 360, greetings from the UK. Greetings, must be late out there. Thanks for staying up, I appreciate it. We got the renegade vegan back. Any personal experience with Venice turpentine? If not, could you recommend any resources? I haven't done my turpentine yet, but I've got, oh, it's the Georgia one. The name escapes me though. A lot of people know about it. It's from Georgia. It's really supposed to be the most high quality of the turpentines. I haven't done mine yet. I'm a little conflicted. I hear a lot of great stories about people doing this turpentine, but Dr. Morse is saying, all you guys doing the turpentine, you can expect a blowback. So I guess I'm waiting for more data. I'm a bit cautious. I've gotten burned a couple times. I know a few months ago you guys saw me. I was really hurt, and I did a bunch of cayenne pepper following some of Dr. Schultz's stuff, and I got hurt pretty good for a few weeks. My GI tract was really sore, so I'm a little hesitant. I'm a little bit of a chicken. Dr. Morse's hair turned white after doing Peruvian bark. It was turned white like overnight and can't get it back. So I'm a little hesitant. But anyways, yeah. If anybody knows the name of that Georgia company with the turpentine, it's supposed to be the best. I got mine off of. I think I went direct. It was more expensive on Amazon. We got the sheriff back. All right. So we got lots of familiar faces and names here. So wait, I just lost the sheriff. Hold on one second. Here we go. Okay, I saw your recent video on most and least alkalizing foods. Can you dig deeper into that? I was particularly sad to see tomatoes, which I love, on the nightshade list as toxic. Yeah, okay, so yeah, the most alkalizing foods are going to be your your fruits. The way they do it is called alkaline or acidic ash. And I guess they burn it down and they test the ash, pH of the ash. Not quite sure how, but it's, how it forms that ash is how they tell if it's alkalizing or acidic to the body. So I'll give you an example. We have the lemons, right, which are acidic. You can even test them with the pH paper in the lemon juice, and you can taste the acidity of them, but they're actually alkaline ash, and they're alkalizing to the body. So tomatoes are on the nightshade family. So are the eggplants, and so are the peppers. A lot of people have a real problem with the nightshades. I know I do. I got to use them in small quantities. I don't have such a problem with the raw tomatoes. Cooked tomatoes forget it. They're super acidic and they really wreak havoc in my body. So yeah, so just be careful. I use tomatoes sparingly. I don't use them as a detoxification aid at all. They're just kind of a garnish for me. So yeah, as far as the top alkalizing foods, they're the ones that actually are alkaline ash and get lymph moving. Part of, you got to alkalize. This is the whole trick, you guys. You can drink all that alkaline water, but unless you're alkalizing the lymphatic system, mainly by taking an alkaline food and flushing that system out of those acids that are latent and stagnant in that system, you're not going to be truly alkalized. When you're truly alkalized, you're truly hydrated as well. The whole body takes on a whole new form. All the joints loosen up. Everything gets, the skin gets more liquid. Your eyes are shinier. The whole body changes. You go from this stiff, acidic, tight person, even tight emotionally, to a free-flowing body and mind. It's amazing. So, yeah, true alkalinity, true hydration is done in the lymphatic system. Okay, but be careful of those nightshades. All right, and super alkalizing foods are the citruses, the watermelons, the grapes. Really, the berries, wonderful. Bert, hey Mark, which adrenal glandular would you recommend over the others, or does it matter? Bovine or porcine? I think the ones that Dr. Morse loves that I order for people are the pure formulas, and I believe they're bovine, and pure formulas. Because they're New Zealand, and the animals eat clean and all that kind of stuff. So they're real high quality, pure formulas. Also, is it better to just have the cortex or the entire gland? Thanks, brother. Not sure about that. I know the cortex makes different, things. I would say the whole gland, because, we're not only looking for neurotransmitters, we're also looking for the adrenal steroids. We're looking for, other constituents of that gland. So, the idea about the glandulars is when you even put in an animal adrenal gland, let's say, your adrenals being in the presence of another adrenal gland, cells is kind of has a crowd effect. Like someone starts laughing in the crowd, everybody starts laughing. There's a crowd effect that goes on. So that's sort of the idea. They work, they kickstart the glands really well, but you don't want to be on them too long, just a month or two, and then get back onto the herbs. Okay, we got Amanda Frey. I'm slowly improving. Fruit and salad really is the answer. Herbs and fasting. Awesome, Amanda. Yeah, it is the answer. It truly, truly is. It's absolutely amazing, when the body starts transforming. Especially, if you've lived your whole life on the junk and the acids, and you're just all gummed up and you're all acided up, and you start to loosen this stuff up. I had a guy the other day just... he started filtering. He'd been trying and trying and trying. He's really not doing well, but he's just, oh my God, I got on this. He just did a 12-hour dry fast. He was filtering the next morning. He was doing the fruits and all. He got filtration, and he's just so excited. It can start turning around very, very quickly. Other people have a hard time. Other people are a lot more lymphatically plugged up than others. So anybody's going to get it, though. You'll get it. Just stay with it, okay? No matter what shape you're in, just keep going. Matt Norton, hello, Mark. If one wanted to cheat with, say, an organic dehydrated fruit like banana chips, would it be detrimental to a diet that consisted of, say, 90% raw if one was trying to heal a disease? Well, we don't really believe in diseases. We just believe in lymphatic obstructions going after certain areas of the body. Look, I mean, nobody's perfect. I don't know if anybody's perfect. I mean, if you're really, really not doing well, you want to be as pure fruit as possible. In other words, if you have what they call stage 4, the big C, you want to be on 100% fruit. You want to do at least a 20 to 40 day grape fast, a mono grape fast. And with some lemon juice, but there's all levels, look, dehydrated banana chips are not the worst cheat in the world. You're still raw fruit, basically. Just when you're trying to heal, just go to the highest you can, tolerate. Mono fruit, mono grapes is very, very powerful. If you want to take it up to that level, that's fine. But, guys, if you have a little bit of cheat once in a while, you're not really resetting the whole thing. It's not like, you've just grounded yourself out back down to zero. No, it doesn't work like that. But just do the best you can, okay? And, just going fruit till noon and having a salad is just so incredibly detoxifying and healing to the body, just doing that. And if you have cheats later on in the evening, just try to do the best you can. But even that is just so super, super healthy and detoxifying and healing. The boss, you always say you need to see something in the urine. I've been getting white in my urine lately. What does that indicate? White in your urine is you're kicking out lymphatic waste. That's good. White is good. The only thing we don't like is super clear. So there you go. It's awesome. Rosaline Chow is back. Hi, Mark. It's been a while. Yeah, we missed you, but getting back on track. Good. Yeah, if you guys fall off the wagon, we're always here. No judgment at all. No judgment at all. We welcome anybody back. Yeah, I'm going to tell my story again. There was a great guru that came over from India, 100 years ago, I guess, or wherever, and Yogananda. And he started giving talks, and the halls quickly filled up. It was just very popular what he was saying. It's kind of bringing this Eastern religion to the West, and nobody had heard these kinds of things. So it was blowing people's minds, basically. But this guy came up to him and said, "Hey, I'd love to join your group. I think you guys are doing great stuff. I'd love to be one of you." join your church and all that. And he said, but I can't. And Yogananda said, why not? And he said, because I'm a smoker. He says, well, don't worry about it. You can join us. And he goes, yeah, but I'm also a drinker. I drink pretty heavy. And he said, that's okay. Yeah, you join us, And he said, yeah, but I'm also a womanizer. I'm really bad. I'm out, 5 nights a week with the women and all that. And Yogananda said, that's all right. Don't worry about it. And he says, hey, wait a minute, buddy. I thought you guys were, these high moral people and God people and all this. He says, we are. He says, you start hanging out with us and you won't want to do these things. They will slowly fall away from you. You won't even want to do them. So that's how I feel too. You know what I mean? You get on this path, you see how good you feel, how you start to detoxify, how you start to rehydrate, how you start to move lymph and get these acids out, which are painful, they cause sores, they cause degenerations, all that. You start to feel good. And then you go back, you flip back, somebody says something, oh, these people are a bunch of kooks or whatever. You lose your faith. You have a temporary loss of faith, let's call it. And you fall off the wagon and you go back to your old ways and you see this is actually good to do sometimes because you see where you were at and how you felt. And then you go, my gosh, I'm coming back. So anyways, it's all good. We're here for you. Glad you're back on track, Rosaline. We got Miss Naturally Nola. Well, welcome. Hi, Mark. I have Crohn's disease and I've been trying to eat only fruit, but it keeps bringing on a flare. Any suggestions? Okay, so what they call Crohn's disease is just a name for acidosis in the GI tract. That's how we see it. So basically, okay, so you, by eating high proteins, especially meats, they're really acidic and they sit in that GI tract and you get all that acids down the GI tract. Okay, so what happens is that the body tries to protect itself from acids by forming mucus. Okay, now what happens is now you get gunked up with mucus and you get gunked up interstitially. In other words, if the lymph system starts to become acidic in these areas, the body tries to alkalize and protect itself from being burned by those lymphatic acids by forming mucus. Okay, so anyways, so what happens is that the lymphatic system slows down even more with the mucus, and it gets even more acidic unless it's moving. Okay, so you get stagnant lymph basically chewing on the bowel walls. And that's what all these things are, okay? Very, very painful, and can destroy the tissues. In fact, a lot of people have bowel resections where they come in and clip out those bowels because the lymphatic acids have chewed those bowels so bad. So what we want to do is we, of course, want to work on that GI tract. We want to get those solid wastes out of there. That's easy to do, okay? And you have a couple colonics and then do some herbs to get the solid waste moving out, okay? Then what we want to do is we want to get into that bowel wall. And we want to move lymph in the bowel wall to get those acids out of there, just like any other tissues, okay? And that's how we heal, okay? And I should bring up mucoid plaque. Mucoid plaque it comes out as kind of like a black hose. It's from, a lot of people say it's from eating all the processed flours and dairy, and it's kind of it forms like a hose. And I've gotten it out. It is black and it is toxic and smelly. Some say it's from the herbs you're doing and the psyllium and the clays and all that. Well, maybe, but all I know, it's out of my body and it's very smelly and toxic and disgusting. So I'm glad it's out. If it was in my body, it would be forming a barrier from me getting those herbs to that bowel wall so I can heal that bowel wall. So we want that mucoid plaque out. The best thing to get mucoid plaque out is Dr. Morse's GI Broom. And I had some great success with the Master Fast. I was getting mucoid plaque out the second time I did a Master Fast on day 2. So that for some reason that pasteurized grape juice really, really gets mucoid plaque out of the body. But yeah, GI Broom is wonderful. So Okay, so what happens is a lot of people when they start, moving the mucus out of the body, now those acids are more exposed, so you can get these flare-ups. Okay, so there's some great herbs. Marshmallow root is one of them. Slippery elm bark is another one. You can make teas and sip these things. Aloe vera juice is another one of them. So there's kind of the calming herbs. I think Dr. Morse's stomach tea has got a lot of those in to help soothe that GI tract as you're uncovering those acids. And as you're working on that, you want to keep things cooled down and soothed. Get off of all proteins. Get off of all proteins, okay? And I would not do the citrus fruits if I'm getting the flares. I would go to the more gentle fruits that still are very alkalizing and cleansing, like the watermelons and the grapes. But I get off the lemons and the oranges and things like that, okay? And watch about fruits that are not ripe, especially those strawberries, and the pineapples. They can be very acidic, okay? So I hope that helps you, and good luck. Yeah, the bowels can heal, but you've got to do the right things. Get off the proteins and get on those herbs and dig in and work on the bowel wall. That's the key, okay? For all that stuff, the IBS and all that stuff, the colitis, all that. Kelly Posh, hello, Mark. I have a question, more of a situation going on. I've been vegan for 3 years, however, transitioned to an alkaline vegan diet, which I eat mostly salads, but not much bowel movements. So you're eating a lot of salads, not getting a lot of bowel movements. So go to more fruit. Fruit is a lot more stimulating to the bowels than the salads. Might be too much roughage. You got a lot of work to do on the GI tract, it sounds like. A lot of us have a lot of impactions all through those bowels. So I would definitely do a full-blown detoxification with the stomach and bowel formulas and the GI broom, okay? And just really work on that. And you can, there's different levels of those stomach and bowel formulas. If you're only going once every other day, you'll probably want to use like a number 3 or a number 4. If you're going at least once a day, a number 2. He's got 5 different formulas for whatever your bowels are doing at the time. But the idea is to try to get those bowels to move at least a couple times a day. So, keep things flowing through there, and the fruit really does work well. I would lessen the fibers a bit from the salads and all that and get on those herbs, okay? And the bowel movements will be restored the proper way, not with stimulation from laxatives, okay? You want the body to take over. And a lot of times, too, when the adrenals are weak, you don't have enough neurotransmitters in order to have the bowel movements that you need. So that's another thing. It's a sign. When I see sluggish bowels, I look at the adrenals as well. You can do that with your blood pressure. You want that upper number around 120, okay? So Miss Naturally Nola, thank you for all of your work. Double heart to you. Thank you. I appreciate that. We got Carl Hungus. Hi, Mr. Gordon. Call me Mark. I'm new to the information from you and Dr. Morse. Does the all-fruit detox apply to all infections such as Lyme disease and the usual co-infections? Well, yeah. I mean, look. The body's immune system really is the lymphatic system. I mean, the lymph nodes are where where the natural killer cells are, the macrophages. You have all of your lymphocytes all throughout the lymph system. This is where it is. So an all-fruit detox is going to move lymph. It's going to lessen the obstructions. So yes, yeah. Why would you want to slow down lymphatic detoxification to help an infection? So and Lyme, with this thing called Lyme disease, we look at it as systemic acidosis. In other words, you're backed up, your sewer system is backed up, your lymphatic system is backed up. So now that becomes what we call a culturing medium. It becomes a cesspool where things love to hang out. So you've got a bunch of interlopers, you've got a bunch of tag-alongs that you don't want in that body. And the only way to kick them out of the house is to get that lymph flowing again, and your body will kick them right out. But you can't get them out if you've got this sticky, gummy obstructions in the body. So then they fester and they multiply and they can take over the body and get you. Okay, But the body is brilliant. It's got a whole army. The army is, the army is kind of trapped in like a canyon and can't get out. They're trapped in, let's say, call it a big like auditorium, and the doors are locked. Unlock those doors by cleaning the lymph, and the army can get back out there and do its work. Okay? It's pretty much that simple. We got Allie W. Anything harmful in spreading fruit out to make small meals? No, I suggest that. You don't want to eat a bunch of fruit all at once. It can spike the blood sugars in the body. And I would do a measured amount. Sip those smoothies and juices slowly. They say chew your juices and what is it? Chew your juices and sip your foods or something like that. Yeah. You want everything. You don't want it. You want it very, very measured. Okay. 3 to 4 versus 1 to 2 big meals. Yeah. It's just a big load on the body to process, just spread it on out. But do keep your feeding window, at least 12 hours. No longer than 12 hours. Hopefully get the feeding window down around 6. In other words, you're not really eating and drinking anything outside of 6 hours. That's really great because it gives everything a chance to rest and repair and get those kidneys to help get obstructions out and filter. These short-term dry fasts are really, really helpful to the body. It's physically uncomfortable to do larger meals. Yeah, I don't like them. It's too much load on the body. My stomach doesn't enjoy the bloat. Yeah, so if you're getting bloated after eating these meals, you're either eating too much, you have bad food combinations. In other words, you're combining the fruits and the veggies together. You're doing proteins and starches, God forbid, together. This can cause a lot of bloating. Or you got a weak pancreas, and you're not producing enzymes, or your stomach acids are weak, and you're not getting breaking down that food. So it could be a lot of things. We'd have to look at your eyes and see a health questionnaire to know more about that. But do the smaller meals and do the detox and watch everything come back, okay? We got Carl Hungus. This includes a variety of bacteria, viruses, fungi, and protozoans. Oh, co-infections. Yeah, this stuff all is kicked out of the body, you guys. When you get the lymph system moving, it all gets kicked out. Whatever is not supposed to be in that body is eliminated. It's tagged for removal, and it is out of there. Okay? Provided it's moving. Provided the door's open, too, the kidney door. Carl says, will a detox of our lymph really help our bodies dispatch these various infections? Absolutely. Or might some antibiotics or herbs still be needed to rid ourselves of these pathogens? I personally would stay away from antibiotics unless it's an absolute emergency. And herbs will kill funguses, bacterias. Dr. Morse is saying no for the viruses, but it will kill. It'll kill the living things like the funguses and bacteria and things like that. The parasites. So yeah, it's good to do in combination. In other words, you don't just do an anti-parasite formula and not clean the lymph system. You're not going to get anywhere. So many people think that another curse is candida. I'm never getting rid of candida. It's with me for the rest of my life. I've tried everything. Oh yeah, do you know about the lymph system? Have you ever tried moving lymph? And they all say no. What's that? Yeah, you can take all these fancy herbs, colloidal silvers, shock machines, all these things. They're all great. Well, I don't know all, but a lot of these things are good provided the lymph system is moving. Okay? That's the catch-22. If anything is being told to you that's it's gonna get rid of this and that, okay? This and that fungus, this and that bacteria. If the person is not including the lymph system in that equation, then it doesn't work. In my experience, and Dr. Morse's experience, just won't work. Yeah. I mean, viruses especially are great at replication. They're fantastic replicators. So unless they're being cleaned out, let's say you have a dirty lymph system and some of it's cleaned out, but some of it remains. The ones remaining will quickly replicate and take back over. Same with a lot of bacteria and funguses. Carl, many such afflicted folks believe they have SIBO, candida, and other imbalances of the microbiome and fear that fruit will worsen those intestinal conditions. Yeah, the big myth is that fruit will feed the fungus, fruit will feed, the sugars will feed the funguses and bacteria and all that. You cannot keep sugar out of the body. The body runs on sugar. The body is a carbon-based, we're carbon-based. So you can't, you have to have sugar. The question is, what kind of sugar are you going to run the body on? You're going to run it on a complex starch? That causes a lot of problems. You're going to run it on fake sugar? High fructose corn syrup? No. Look, the mono fruits, monosaccharides, like fructose and the glucose, right? Especially the fructose, is such a perfect fuel. It doesn't even need insulin to transfer into the cells. That's how good it is. Okay, so that's the trick. You need the fruit in order to cleanse the lymphatic system, to clean up the culturing medium, to kick this crap out. All right, and you need sugar anyways to run the body. So yeah, the thing is though, is don't pound a lot of fruit, like we were talking about, in a big batch. Because, if the adrenals aren't up to speed, which most of us aren't, you're not going to metabolize that sugar quick, and it's going to be stored in the body. There's all kinds of problems like that. But, so go easy as you make the turnaround. Don't pound a lot of fruit in one sitting. Eat it real slow and steady, so you don't spike. And so you still get these fruits in, so you get the astringents and you get the cleansing in, to help those adrenals get the pus and mucus out of them so they can rebalance and be better at metabolizing the fruit sugars. All right? But to avoid fruit for healing is a huge mistake that people make. All right? That's why I get all these emails mostly of people, I can't get rid of candida, I can't get rid of herpes, I can't get rid of this, well, you're not moving lymph. And fruit is the food that you run on perfectly, and that moves lymph. It's a great combination. You probably answered this a million times, so I'm sorry to be repetitive, but my thanks to you, sir. No, Carl, you know what? I love it. I repeat myself over and over again. I can't get enough of it because it's so true. And I don't mind. I repeat myself all the time. It's great, yeah. And I think the way you asked these questions, I think was really, really great. And you covered a lot of ground. I really appreciate it. So thank you. We got Gregory Kaminsky. All right. Is dry fasting safe? How often can we do it? If my kidneys are filtering well, do I have to still dry fast? So yeah, Gregory, Dr. Morse said, his experiences said, look, he likes the dry fasting. He had no idea it was going to be this effective on the kidneys. Getting kidney filtration with dry fasting has been a godsend to us. This all came in very, very recently too, through Gino and through Hildy Larson. So, Dr. Morse says he doesn't understand quite how it works, but it does work. He does not like anything longer than 36 hours. He says longer than 36 hours, you need experience and supervision. But certainly these short term, these 18-hour dry fasts a night, most people can do these. And, a 24 shouldn't be a problem. So how often can you do it? I don't know. Just kind of listen to your body. I mean, I would say you could dry fast 16 hours, 18 hours a night. Why not? Yeah, you're just giving the body a rest. You're still taking in nutrition and all that kind of stuff. So as far as a 24-hour once a week, I don't know why not. Why not? Plenty of animals. I mean, if we're in the wild, there's going to be days where you go without food. I tell my story. I was up in Mammoth Mountain skiing last winter, and it was one of the biggest storms of the season. it was I think like a 6 to 8 foot storm, and I saw a coyote walking around. Gigantic snowdrifts. 15-foot snowdrifts. This skinny coyote is walking around, and it's white everywhere. I'm going, this coyote is probably living off air because there's no food around. There is absolutely no food around. So, in nature, animals go days without food. It's part of our natural life, So yeah, but be careful with the long-term dry fast, of course. But short-term, yeah, I don't really see a problem. But use your judgment, use your intuition, and listen to your body on that. I mean, if you're super skinny, things like that, anemia, things like this, you may have to steer the course a bit. Okay, hope that answers. Eyes wide open, 360. Hi, Mark. Been having issues with candida in the gut. Yeah, a lot of people do. The gut's where it loves to hang out because all that sulfur from those antibiotics caused a coma-like sleep, unable to be awoken by anyone or anything. Any suggestions to help along with my detox and back to optimum health? Yeah, really, really. The only way to get this candida out is to get the sulfur out. Get that thick, stagnant lymph moving, especially in that GI tract where the candida loves to fester. You got to get the rivers moving. I tell this story over and over again. You have, you're hiking in the mountains. Are you going to drink from a stagnant pond with a bunch of fly larvae on it? Or are you going to drink from a clear running stream? You want to get those streams moving again, okay? And that's it. So detox, the 6 basics of detox: kidneys, adrenals, GI tract, lymphatic system herbs, liver and gallbladder, and the antiparasite herbs. Those six will do wonders for you. Okay, get on a high fruit diet to help alkalize and move lymph, and just keep digging. GI broom, GI broom, GI broom, from Dr. Morse. The Mangotarian, your skin looks awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah, I got a little sun today. I was looking a little bit pale last time because I've been working so hard, but I figured, you know what? If I'm going to teach health, I'm gonna have to go get a little sun before my show tonight. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. Let's see. Sheila Riles, how do you remove cholesterol around the iris and the eyes? Okay, great question. So we call it a cholesterol ring in the eyes. When we look at the eyes, we can see this kind of fuzziness in some people around the outside of the eyes. A lot of times it caps the top of the eye, and we call that an arcus senilis. Cholesterol is an interesting thing. My view on cholesterol, as taught by Dr. Morse, is that it's really a lymphatic issue, an acid issue. What happens is that you eat a bunch of acid-forming foods. All meat, dairy, and most grains. Meat, dairy, and grains are acid-forming to the body. The body tries to alkalize, all right? So it uses steroids from the adrenal glands. It uses cholesterol from the liver, and it steals calcium from the body parts, joints, bones, teeth, skin, arteries, glands, organs, you name it. So the cholesterol it tells me that the adrenals are weak, and that the body is having to go to the liver for lots of cholesterol. And you're acidic head to toe, and now you're starting to gum up with more cholesterol. So we want to get the lymph moving. We want to really work on the skin. We really want to work on those adrenals and kidneys. The same old story. We go back to that basic 6. Okay, it's a lymphatic issue. It's an acidic issue. It is the liver trying to cholesterol is a great antacid. It's a lipid. It's a fat. So fats are really great buffers for acids. The body's trying to protect itself. It will keep going. It's a sign that you could have it's hand in hand with strokes, hand in hand with brain fog, dementias, Alzheimer's, heart disease, all kinds of things. You want to really, really work on this. Okay. Cayenne garlic formulas help. Dr. Morse has one. But get on a detox program, okay? Work with a counselor on this one. You're gonna need to detox a lot of these areas, okay? And know how to move lymph up in the head region, probably. I don't really see too many cholesterol rings without it being up in the head, by the way. Doris is back. Do you know the Amish iridologist Reuben Schwartz in Kentucky? He has quite a few articles in her books. I don't. I think Dr. Morse knows him, though. I don't really know him, though, but I should look into him. Yeah, very neat. Eyes wide open. Oh, we just skipped ahead again. Okay, so here we go. Eyes wide open, 360. You're more than welcome, Mark. Thank you for taking the time out to share your information. You bet. It's my pleasure. Gregory's back. Is it possible to be allergic to herbs? You know, some people have problems with certain herbs. You know, it's you know, when you have allergies, it really is a gummed up lymph system. A lot of times the skin is pretty backed up. Some people do. You know, you can Google that and see what the most allergenic herbs are and kind of narrow it down if you're having some issues, okay? But yeah, most people don't have allergic reactions to herbs. There are cases where people do, though. I know somebody doesn't really like the lavender, so they can't do the Javana detox tea or the kidney tea. So anyway, so lavender's one of them that people can have a problem with. But try to narrow it down if you think you're having an issue. But sometimes, you know, if you get like kind of a rash and things like that, sometimes it's just you're moving lymph and you're uncovering some stuff, you know. So it's hard to tell what is an allergic reaction and what is moving lymph. Okay. Robert Fraser, thanks, Mark. I do have kidneys and bladder 2 tincture and the lymph system 1 tincture. Good. That I bought from you and will continue to use. Awesome. Would endocrine balance work for the adrenals and all the glands? Yes, it does. Yeah, endocrine balance will hit them all. It's got berries in there. The glands love the berries, you guys. But, you know, the adrenals, there are adrenal formulas that target the adrenals better with things like, you know, licorice root and deer antler and ashwagandha and, you know, things like that to really, really go after those adrenals, which seem to be a problem with many, many people. We got Jamie Dunson. When should I start taking B12? I don't take any B12 myself. Just started detoxing with fruit. It's been 2 weeks. I hear I'm fine for a while, but would like your thoughts. I don't take it myself. You know, I'm not really against people taking if they feel they have a really bad gut. Sometimes the floors are so off, you're not producing any B12. So that's kind of your call. I don't really do any kind of supplementation myself. The herbs and just a healthy eating will reset that gut bacteria. You know, but everybody's a little bit different. If you've had any kind of real gut problems, then you might want to consider the B12, or if you had your appendix removed, B12, things like that. But try to get the best you can, okay? Holistic sources too, whole food sources. Robert Fraser, would it hurt to maybe use a glandular for the kidneys and adrenals, or keep using the herbs? Well, you know, if I see really weak adrenals or really weak kidneys, I'll hit them with a glandular for the first month or so, and then go to the herbs. That's kind of how I do it. Kind of bump start them, if you will. So yeah, you can do it. We got Debbie. Please tell me your thoughts on preventing canker sores, which I get multiple ones under stress. Okay, so the canker sores, there's another herpes virus or a viral load. Only way to get those out is to move the lymph system and do not eat any acid-forming foods, especially the proteins. Get on an alkalizing diet, move lymph, and watch that stuff go away. Okay? And, you know, get the adrenals up. You know, if you're stressed out, you probably got some adrenal weakness, but get on that, you know, those 6 basic things for detox. Kidneys, adrenals in the glands, the GI tract, the lymph, the liver, gallbladder, and the anti-parasite herbs, and move the lymph, high fruit diet. Do the physical things like rebounding, sweat, you know, open those channels of elimination, go after those bowels. Jamie, again, another question. It's only been 2 weeks, so I noticed I'm peeing a lot of mucus strands, well, and hardly filtering. If you're peeing out a lot of mucus strands, you're filtering. Is this mucus coming out a good thing, though? Absolutely. Absolutely. You are filtering. Keep it up. We got Stephen Barnes. Hi, Mark. Question. What are your thoughts on overripe fruits? They're acidic. I would avoid. I become an expert on picking fruit, especially those pineapples and kiwis and strawberries. I ask because I may be coming to a lot of unmarkable fruit from a local wholesaler that may be overripe. One should one avoid overripe fruits? Okay, gotcha. Yeah, okay. So yeah, underripe is really a problem with those, like I said, the pineapples and kiwis. But overripe is a problem because, you know, what happens is that overripe fruit starts to go into a fermentation stage. So you get a lot of you know, funguses and things like that and bacteria as it starts to break down. That's not what we want. We don't want dead food. We want live, living food in us. Okay, that's what we want. We don't want the dead, fermented foods. So I would avoid it. Okay, as much as I would avoid the underripe fruits. Get fresh, you know, properly picked fruits. Okay, and become an expert at it. There's a lot of tricks that people have on how to spot the good watermelons, how to, you know, you can taste the grapes. You know, I always sneak a little bit. Nobody's going to say anything. You just taste a little bit, and you can taste those, you know. And a lot of good organic guys, they'll give you samples, you know, so you can taste it. We got Miss Naturally Nola. Okay, I took notes. Thanks so much. You better believe it. Thank you. We got Matt Norton. So if I have at least 2 bowel movements a day, which would it be a good safe to say that I've properly cleansed my GI and colon, or is that not necessarily true, and could I still have work to do? Yeah, absolutely. Just because you're getting 2 bowel movements a day does not mean you have a clean GI tract. Again, we're talking about the bowel wall. We're talking about healing the lymphatic system in the bowel wall. Okay, and getting all that gunk out of there. So you have better absorption. You take in all this expensive food and fruit and veggies and all that. You want that nutrition to be absorbed. And, you know, when I did that 44-day fast, you know, using the grape juice and all that, I ended that that first big one last Thanksgiving. And I got to say that I still, to this day, don't eat a lot of food. You know, I'm probably half what I used to because I did such a great cleaning that I get so much more absorption. And, you know, yeah, I would keep digging. You know, you want to get that absorption up. You want to just get that all alkalized and hydrated throughout that whole entire colon. Okay? Jeannie is back. Hi, Mark and everyone. Just got home. Sorry to be late. No problem. I hope all is well with all. All's well here. We got a good group tonight, Jeannie. Thank you for joining us. The Mangotarian, Dr. Morse says you can eat as much as you want or as little as you want as long as it's the right food. Fruit, you're good. In my experience, I can eat larger amounts now that my body is more cleaned out. Yeah, you know, I think that... yeah, I don't tell people to even watch their calories if they're eating the fruit. You know, it's so cleansing and it's hard to overeat on fruit, I've found. So I agree with that. You know, you'll know. Some days I eat and drink more, other days I don't. So, yeah, it's when you do the junk that you really get on these binges, I find. There's all kinds of toxins in this processed food, you know, that they have guys in white lab coats that work on things that trick the brain and all that. You're messing with some high level scientists, you know, that are working for that bottom line profit, and you're the one they're sucking off of. So they're vampires in a way. Anyway, Charlotte McKenzie, I have been plant-based for a year and have been on all fruit for 10 days and 8 days on all grapes. Excellent. I'm trying to get rid of stage 0 breast cancer and haven't noticed any change in the lumps. Okay, well, anyways, you are, are you on herbs? Are you filtering? You know, are you opening up all those channels of elimination? Have you had your eyes read? Do we know what the state of your lymph nodes are in? Are you on lymph node formulas? Are they stiff lymph nodes where you got to put the castor oil packs on them? You know, there's a lot of factors here. What's your blood pressure? How are your adrenals? Do you have weak adrenals? Are you acidic head to toe in the body? There's all kinds of factors here. Just being on the fruit is not good enough for a lot of people. You need the herbs help. You need the physical protocols. You need to work with a counselor to get on the whole program to move lymph and alkalize the body. This C word is really a word for acidosis, really. It's acidosis. It's so bad, it's starting to damage the cells so badly that they're mutating. So it's extreme acidosis. So you need extreme alkalinity. And yeah, there's factors. It's simple once you get your head around it, but you've got to do all these things in order to get yourself alkalized and the lymph alkalized and moving. So this stuff can drain. Okay. I am not filtering in my kidneys. Okay, there you go. So you're backing up with acids. Okay. Are there time frames that I can expect things to happen? It depends on you. It depends on the state of your lymphatic system. You know, you may be very, very chronic in your lymph system. A lot of people with this extreme acidosis are. So everybody's different. Do you have an opinion about how long I should stay on grapes? Dr. Morse says at least 20 days, 20 to 40 days on grapes with any kind of C. But I would get yourself a counselor and really work on this, okay? I also heard Dr. Morse say he sometimes has problems with the metal markers they put in breast during biopsies. I have some. Is that going to be a problem? You know, Dr. Morse doesn't even like biopsies. You know, again, I would work with a counselor on this one, definitely. I would actually see if Marcy is around. Call Dr. Morse's office in Florida and see if you can get Marcy to help you out, okay? All right. That's what I would do. 707 Anonymous, how do I detox my gut? Okay, again, we don't go after one thing. Okay, so you got this gut you know is having problems, right? You've got all this indigestion, you've got all this burning sensations, you're pooping once every 3 days. You want to detox the gut. Well, we don't just detox the gut. We do those 6 things at first, right? The 4 basic, again, I'm going to repeat myself a lot tonight. The 4 basics are get the kidneys filtering, get the adrenals and the glands up, use some herbs to pull on the lymph system, and use some herbs to clean out the GI tract. Those are the big 4. That's like your 4 pillars, okay? Then also for the first month or so, liver gallbladder herbs and anti-parasite herbs, okay? If you need to go after that gut, extra GI broom, okay? That's how you do it. Get on a high fruit diet, get off all proteins. Get off of all mucus-forming, acid-forming foods. And this is how you do it. Shannon Martin, good evening, Mark. Can deformity of my fingers from lupus be reversed through food and herbs? Thanks for your time. Deformity in the extremities can be once. Okay, so picture this, all right? So especially in the extremities, you've got acidosis, right? Because it's a long way to get from the fingers to get all the way down to the kidneys to filter out, right? Especially if you're gummed up, right? You're acidic, the lymph's moving real slow, you haven't done anything to get it moving, right? So now those acids have been chewing on you. You're acidic in the lymphatic system in the fingers, right? So now you've got these acids, the body's going, oh my God, I'm burning up here, okay? I need calcium. Calcium is the main ingredient in Tums. It's a great antacid to start stealing it from your bones and from your joints, from your skin, your arteries, everything, right? So now the calcium starts to build up. The joints start to weaken, the bones start to weaken, the acids start to get more of a foothold in there. They start to dry. Drying is tightening. Picture like a piece of leather, right? Or what's a better example? Take a piece of meat, right? Take a piece of bacon, all right? Put the bacon out, and then the bacon looks okay, and then it starts to shrivel up and dry up after a couple of days. It looks like a piece of beef jerky, all right? A slice of beef, let's say. It'll look like a piece of beef jerky in just a few days, right? That's what happens. Your fingers are like a dried piece of beef jerky now, all right? For lack of a better visualization. So how can that be reversed? That can be reversed by bringing alkalinity and by bringing hydration back into those cells. We're all just cells and 2 fluids, blood and lymph and cells. That's what we are. That's what the joints are. That's what the fingers are. That's what the skin is. That's what everything is. Rehydration, realkalization. But how do you do that? You got to do the whole body like I'm talking about, and you got to do specific things. I would be taking my hands, I'd be putting them in a thing of hot water, and for a few minutes, and then I'd be putting them in 30 seconds in cold water and going back and forth to get lymphatic flow. I'd be doing all these things we talk about with the herbs and the fruit and all that. And I would be, physically moving lymph in my body through rebounding, do some sweating and saunas, all that. I'd be thinking about moving lymph all over the body and specifically in those fingers, okay? And as you see rehydration, realkalization, as the adrenals come up to make more steroids to fight acids, things like this, you're going to slowly see things straighten out, okay? Brooke Graves, hi Mark, so happy to be connected to the live chat. Good to have you here, Brooke. Thank you for everything. You better. Oh, I like the unicorns. Thanks. Cool. You're welcome, Brooke. Thank you for being here. Robin, hi Mark. I have very low blood pressure. What causes this? I often feel dizzy and have very low energy, feeling fatigued most of the time. How do I heal this? Low blood pressure is really tied to the adrenals. Again, we want 120 over 60. Most people, I hardly ever see 120. Most people are down around 100, 105, 110, The lower you are, the lower you are. Some people are 90, 80. They're just dragging all day. The adrenals make these neurotransmitters. They run the autonomic nervous system. They make the epinephrines, all kinds of things. When that's down, the nervous system down, your energy goes down, okay? Adrenals, adrenals, adrenals. Detox, detox, detox. And there's herbs, and there's, with weak adrenals, I hit them for, a month or two on these glandulars to bump start these adrenals. And then we come in with the herbs. But we're always detoxing to move this pus and mucus out. Look, at the adrenals are full of pus and mucus. Other parts of the body are like guaranteed full of pus and mucus, okay? We get the thyroid up. Thyroid is metabolism, okay? We get the brain cleared up. There's a lot of functions. The energy center of the brain, right? At 12 o'clock in the eyes, your animation line, It's all tied together. But when things get gummed up, they don't work well, do they? If your body's full of pus and mucus in the glands and the brain and all that stuff, and even in the nerve cells, if the nerve cells are all full of pus and mucus, you're not gonna get the energy flows. If you're eating a crappy diet too, you don't have the energy too. Especially when you're down in adrenals and you eat a bunch of gummy, low energy food, you're gonna feel like 2 hours after that turkey dinner. We've all experienced that, where we take in all these complex carbohydrates, all these fats, all this mucus acid forming foods, and we're just on the couch as zombies. A lot of people are like that all the time. So that's what we do. We work on those adrenals and those other parts of the body. Okay, Robin, I want to see you come back here and say the adrenals are starting to come up. Get yourself a blood pressure monitor. And these are $50 on Amazon, and start watching those blood pressures come up. With those adrenal glandulars, with those herbs. Licorice root's wonderful. It's cheap. You can make teas out of it. It really helps. Carl Hungus, thanks for answering my earlier question. You bet, which I had to break up into multiple posts. No worries. It was such patience and precision. Thank you. I have to sign off for now, but I wish you and my fellow viewers much health with a big slice of watermelon. Excellent. Good health to you, Carl. I hope this helps you. Come on back and report how you're doing, okay? We're hoping that this all helps, okay? Gregory Kaminsky, how fast can you see changes in the eye when you are healing? Yeah, the iridology changes. Some people say they see them real quick within a few weeks. Others say it takes months and years. It's just all different, depends. One thing I've found in trying to match eyes, because I'm always curious about this, people sometimes think they see changes, but it's a different lighting. Make sure when you take the pictures to use exactly the same camera, exactly the same exposure, exactly the same camera settings, and exactly the same light source from exactly the same direction. It's really hard to tell, but some people say they've seen changes very quickly. We got Corey Pino. Should someone with a lot of sulfur from antibiotics avoid eating cruciferous vegetables? Yes. The sulfur, that natural sulfur in there, actually will aggravate it. And could you repeat the 6 steps to detox? Great. I'll repeat it again. Get the kidneys filtering. Get the adrenal glands and the other glands up. These are all done with herbs. Get the lymph moving through fruit and herbs. Get the GI tract cleaned out. Herbs for that, and the fruit will clean that out. Liver gallbladder herbs and anti-parasite herbs. Okay? Get on high fruit, do some physical things like rebounding, move the lymph. Brian Thorson, vegan B12 from globalhealingcenter.com. Thank you. Yeah, Dr. Group's got some good stuff over there. He's a pretty wise man. Excellent. Okay. I'll check into that. Yeah, as long as it's from a holistic source. Great. Thank you. We got Keza69. What do you think is the best fruit for recovery? What kind of... Oh, recovery from sports. Okay, watermelon, cherries, and what else? Training for a 64... kilometer ultra marathon in 2 weeks. Thanks, Mark. Best fruit for recovery. Well, you know, what you're going to need, you know, for recovery is you're going to need true hydration, not Gatorade. Gatorade is one of the most acidic things there is, full of high fructose corn syrup, which is mucus forming and acid forming, and I think it's under 3 pH. Dr. Morse says it has more acids in it than Coca-Cola. I mean, it's the worst thing. So you want the most alkaline, hydrating, fruits. Watermelon would be a good one. Grapes would be a good one. Those two would be excellent. Cherries would probably be really good too. Absolutely. Good luck on that marathon. Let us know how you do. Corey, so I'm assuming all fermented foods are not good for detox. Yes. Sauerkraut, kimchi, yeah. What about homemade kombucha? Nope. Yeah, I would stay away from all the ferments while detoxing. I used to make my own kombucha, but I get a stiff neck from it, so it doesn't work well for me. Matt Norton, one last question. I've been pickling my cucumbers with vinegar and spices. Is that considered an alkalizing food? Probably not. It's a ferment again. Vinegar's fermented. I would say no, it's not on the detox list, okay? That's something to do when you've reached high levels of detox and you feel good and you want to treat yourself, okay? The boss, thanks for the answers, Mark. I listen to frequencies that do most of the detoxing work for me. Question for you, are you a raw vegan or do you just go raw from time to time? Okay, so I am highly raw vegan. I love it. When I'm not detoxing, though, I kind of do my own little cheats. I love my rice tortillas that I make into little sections and put avocado. Make my kind of I call them raw pizzas, but I'm not 100% raw vegan myself. I'll do. I do like sweet potatoes. I do like sometimes French fries as my cheat. Sometimes I'll do a little bit of Indian food as my cheat. So yeah, when I'm not detoxing, I'll cheat. But my cheats are really small because I can't handle them. As you detoxify the body, your cheat window gets smaller and smaller. Even when you're not detoxifying, even when you're not trying to move any lymph or anything, you're just trying to go out and maybe experiment with the taste buds and have some fun, you know. You can really hurt yourself, so be careful. So just know your limits with this, you guys. But, you know, I mean, we're here to experiment and have fun with our, have fun with the pleasures of this world, of this existence. So I'm not a purist like that. I'm not, I've been 100% raw vegan for 10 years straight. No, I'm not that guy. But I do pretty darn good. And when I'm detoxing, I hit it hard. So, that becomes a very competitive thing, and it's a very divisional thing when people get ultra, 100% this and that. So I'm more of a Buddhist in that regard, the middle path on that. But the frequencies do the detoxing, not so sure about that. I mean, if you know something that I don't, that the frequencies move lymph, then you're not really detoxing, okay? A lot of these frequencies will kill pathogens, but they're not moving lymph, so they're only going to be good for specific areas, okay? Got to move lymph. But if you want to do a Rife machine and move lymph, okay. I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's as good as using the herbs. Don't know. I hear that those frequencies may be able to break up viruses. So that might be something worth doing as long as you're moving lymph. If you can break up viruses and move lymph, it might be something that's really beneficial. Okay. All right. We've got a bunch of messages retracted. Okay, so we got Robert Fraser. I probably answered those questions and you don't need it. Okay. Robert Fraser, thanks again, Mark, for your help with my questions. Peace and love to you. Peace and love to you, Robert. Thank you. Joni313, thank you, Mark, for all of your knowledge and help in your live videos with a big heart. Big heart to you. And incidentally, on my YouTube channel, Dr. Morse sent a big heart to all you guys that are doing the detox and talking about it and helping others. He just had a little heart bomb he sent out. We've got Kirsten Harris. Can cleaning my colon and draining my lymphatic system clear up hormonal acne? Absolutely. Thank you. You better believe it. Detox not only will clear up the skin. It'll help the skin start to kick out the trapped toxins, the trapped acids, and the trapped funguses and bacteria that are causing these skin problems. It'll actually, as you detox, the hormones, the glands start to reset and rebalance. A lot of things happen. You can't even call them miracles. They're not really miracles. They might appear to be miracles to us because we're not used to this kind of healing. But we're just, all we're doing really is getting out of the darn way. Whatever created us, whatever maintains us is so powerful. But we do have the ability through our free will and free choice to actually get in the way. So we're getting out of the way. We're re-educating. We're unlearning in order to get out of the darn way. Remove the obstructions so this beautiful force can flow back within us and rebalance us and return us to our perfection that we were created as. Thank you, Kirsten. Rosaline Chow, greatly motivating again just by listening to you, Rev. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I tend to get on these little rants sometimes, but if I get a little out of hand, let me, tell me, please. So review the basic 4 detox. Okay, so good. We're repeating ourselves. This is great, you guys. So the basic 4, kidneys, always number 1. Get the kidneys filtering. Get those obstructions out of those kidneys. Get all that pus and mucus out of those kidneys so they do their job of filtering that lymphatic waste out of the body. If you don't do that, forget everything else. Herbs for the lymph system to pull on the lymph system. Herbs to bring those glands up, especially those adrenal glands, because they make antacid steroids, neurotransmitters, and they metabolize sugars, and they metabolize 24 or 25 minerals. Get on herbs to clean the GI tract. There you go. There's your basic 4. Jamie Dunson. Is it normal to have an energy when starting out the fruit, not to have any energy when starting out the fruit detox? Yeah, absolutely. As you start to move lymph, especially in those adrenal glands, they can go a little haywire on you. Kind of like when your toy used to run out of batteries, it would start spinning around the room and then eventually just die, and then maybe have a burst. They can do some strange things. So yeah, the adrenals are not used to being disturbed. So you're disturbing them by starting to move lymph. So yeah, things can happen. Body can go a little crazy. Hang in there. Jamie Dunson, thank you for answering all my questions tonight. You bet. I'm smiling about the filtering. Yay. Yeah, congratulations. It's always great when you get that filtering. 707 Anonymous, I have warts on my fingers. Is this a result of a past acidic body? How do I get rid of them? It's a result of acids in the body for sure, trapping funguses that the lymph can't get to and remove. You get rid of them by moving thy lymph, doing those things for those extremities like I talked about, stimulating the lymph system in those extremities with the hot and cold, little pools of water. Listen to that again, very helpful. And you can also make poultices. Poultices are, you take and wet the herbs and then put them on top of those warts. And, you can do the anti-parasite formulas with a little bit of lymphatic in there. Mix those herbs together, make poultices. Put those on those warts. There's probably better formulas for that, but those should really help. Okay, so specifically and generally moving the lymph. We got Seamus McGrath. Seamus or Seamus? Hi everyone, day 67, my juice fast. Excellent. Last weekend was tough. Yeah, you have some up and down with that, huh? Very hard during the summertime with all the social situations. Yeah, over two years raw, before I did my first juice fast. Dig deep and take a juice fast. Yeah, absolutely. Juice fasts are wonderful. You can throw one in once in a while. Excellent. I love them. Yeah, hang in there. Yeah, hard during the social situations for sure. Very good though. Congratulations. That's awesome work you're doing. Brian Thorson, kombucha is very acidic pH, similar to Coke, about 2.8. 2.8. I didn't know that. Thank you very much for that. That might have been why I was stiffening up in my neck. Thank you, Brian, for that. I didn't know that. That's excellent. 2.8. Yeah. That's very acidic. Seamus. Lots of energy. Plan on building a new deck on my house tomorrow just on grape juice. I had a lot of energy on the grape juice too. I was surfing, yeah, all that stuff. It's amazing. Once you get the deep cleansing, those adrenals come up and all that great grape juice coming in. Wow. You're on top of the world. 707 Anonymous, are probiotics good for the gut once fully cleansed? I don't use them. Your body can't keep bacteria out. If you're taking in a proper diet of raw fruits and veggies predominantly, you're going to have good gut flora. Jeannie with the loss of Glenn Campbell and his Alzheimer's disease. Yeah, poor Glenn. What a talent, huh? Wow. Part of the Wrecking Crew, one of the great musicians. And it did so much damage for so long. There are so many other afflicted with similar same dementias. Yeah, you know, this whole thing is, I mean, I see it all the time in the eyes, you guys. If you have stagnant lymph up in the head, you got to get it out of there because it just keeps chewing on you. It's acidic. It just starts chewing on you, and we start to see the lesions in the brain. They can put whatever name they want on it. It's just all the same thing. It's stagnant lymph that's turned acidic and now chewing back on you. You got to move it out before it does a lot of damage. I mean, it can get so bad, it just, you know, yeah, we can get into the regeneration mode in the body, but sometimes it's just too late. It'll take too long. You know, nerve cells will regenerate, but, you know, we don't want to get it too bad. And it's just really hard to get into that regenerative mode. But, yeah, so Keza69, playing 528 hertz frequencies, will that actually heal you, or is this a myth? You know, I don't really get into all that. I used to kind of play around with that. The lymphatic, understanding lymph movement just makes so much more sense. You know, we don't, you know, to think that, you know, healing is an external thing that we can do. You know, the more I get into this, the more spiritual I see that it is. And what I mean by spiritual is that we have these invisible forces that got us here, that design the body, that maintains the body, that keeps the body healthy. If we can just get out of the way of that force to let it continually flow through us, I think that's good. You know, these things are more treatments than they are that. The best thing you can do is realign with Mother Nature, realign with these forces by removing the obstructions that we put in by our non-realignment. Okay, we turned our back on Mother Nature. We turned our back on this and this powerful world, and now we're turning back and we're putting our faith back there. And this is what's causing all this to come in. You know, and some people say they're spiritual forces. You know, if they are, let's combine prayer in there and let's ask for the healing. Why not? Why not? But yeah, if you want to play with these kinds of things, as long as they don't create acids, as long as they don't damage cells, you know, do your research. But there are plenty of topical things we can do to assist this, you know. Jeannie, and so on. What can be done to alleviate, reverse, or nothing too long damage? Were you referring to Glenn there? Yes. I think I answered that question. Move lymph, get rid of the acids. Yeah, definitely. J4K Pocket Cam. I've done weeks 1 and 2 of Dr. Morse's kits about a year ago. I want to get back on it. What do you think I should jump? Do you think I should jump into straight into weeks 3 or 4? Or yeah, you've been off it a long time. I'd start over with 1 and 2 and then move up the program. You could start with the Fab 4 kit if you want. Add some liver, gallbladder, and some anti-parasite. But yeah, you're kind of back down to ground zero, aren't you, after waiting that long? But good luck to you. Dr. Morse has kits that you can get off of his website that will put you on a fairly generic detox path, but a good one. Matt Norton, you are a godsend, Mark. Thank you for all your knowledge and voluntarily give. You voluntarily give and your time. I know you will receive all the blessings you are owed. Oh, thank you very much. Man, I've already received them, I think. I mean, I found my healing. I had systemic acidosis, called fibromyalgia and celiac and all that, and I was hurting. I feel so blessed to be healed, and I just have to share this with everybody because it does work. And that's one of the benefits of cheating once in a while is you see what that food can do to you, what that mucus forming food can actually do to you real fast. So it's all great. Yeah, I've received so much. I've received so many blessings, you guys. I really have. Man, we're even. Whoever's blessing me, we're even, I guess. I don't know. Oh man, it's been great. It's been a blessing to have, when I first started doing these videos, I didn't think anybody listened, and now we're coming up on 1.3 million views. So we're just, Dr. Morse is growing, and more people are coming online. More and more people are going through the detox courses, and it's all great. It's all just, yeah, it's really amazing what's happening. And just so many people, we're all touching people just by being here. This will get a couple thousand views, maybe more as the years go by, thousands and thousands of views on these, and just your questions and your participation. We're reaching people we'll never know that we reached. So thank you. Shannon Martin, hello again. I'm working to save vision in my left eye, damaged over time from shingles. Eye doctors only hurt. Can I email you a photo, please? Absolutely, Mark at MarkJamesGordon.com. Yeah, eyes are just tissues. There's cells and fluids. We got to move lymph, and we got to get these. If they're shingles, they're proteins. We got to help the body get the proteins out and return the body. Even with scarring, we can heal the body as long as the lymph system is alkaline and fluid and moving. I'd like to help you, absolutely. We got Jamie. Oh, I just heard you say no need for probiotics. I've been taking them while detoxing. Should I stop? I would. I don't think they're necessary. Maybe come off slow. A lot of these probiotics, have got the wrong probiotics in them anyways. I don't know. I just think the body can it does produce its own in the right balance as you eat properly. But if you're eating a bunch of junk, a bunch of meat and dairy and all that stuff, yeah, you're going to get out of whack. And these have been beneficial for people. So yeah, it depends on your body and how gunked up you are and what you're eating too. So the best thing is never stop completely with these things. Come off slowly and see how you do. Zach Plasic, will dry fasting get the kidneys filtering, or should I wait till the kidneys are filtering to dry fast? Dry fasting helps get them filtering. Absolutely. People that have not had any filtration, get them filtering with dry fasting. The thing I would be careful of is lymphatic herbs if you're not filtering, because as you pull that lymph system, start pulling those acids and toxins out of that lymph system and get it moving towards the kidneys, you get all these acids hitting the kidneys and they block up even more. So Dr. Morse does not put you on 2 kidney lymphatic formulas in the beginning, only 1. Okay? So be careful with the lymphatic formulas until you're filtering. Got Kirsten Harris. How do you naturally lower high blood pressure? Thanks again, Mark. God bless. God bless you, Kirsten. Naturally lowering is by cleaning up the lymph acids, the inflammation in the body tightens everything. By getting the body not to make so much cholesterol that plaques the arteries, detoxification will pull that out. The cayenne garlic formulas are good at lowering high blood pressure. Detoxification is really wonderful at it. Alkalizing the body and hydrating the body, and is really, really good at moving that out. Getting the obstructions out of the kidneys with the high fruit and the herbs and the alkaline lymphatic system will lower the blood pressure. Kidneys are really tied to high blood pressure, big time. Acidosis is tied to high blood pressure. Gregory, will drinking a glass of water with half a lemon juice in the morning help detox? Yeah, it's a good way to start. Absolutely. It's very alkalizing to the body. It's astringent. Sure. Yeah, sure. Keza69, a buddy of mine has gout, booze foot on his big toe. Would juniper berries, cherries, and lymph moving work the best? Thanks, Mark, and it's not too late for you to enter the 64-kilometer ultra. Oh, man. Maybe. I don't think so, though. Thanks. Okay, so I hear cherries are really good for the gout, but the gout is, again, acidosis. It's uric acid and all that. You're not moving lymph. Kidneys are probably blocked up. I know they're blocked up. You got to move lymph, get on that 6-way deal there. Get those feet above the head, for a while. Read a book or something and get those feet above the kidneys. Do some dry skin brushing, pull that lymphatic system and the acids back towards the kidneys. Get those kidneys filtering, move the lymph. You know how to do it. That we talked about the 6 ways all night tonight. You got to move the lymph. That's really it. And do the herbs. Yeah, a lot of these herbs do have juniper berries in them. But, dry fasting to get the kidneys filtering, all that kind of stuff. Get off of the proteins. Stop all proteins with the gout, okay? And do some massaging and physical things to move the lymph. And get off the booze, too. Booze is highly acidic, all right? Okay, CM. Hi, Mark. Is mineral water okay? I like the spring waters, and that's considered but I'd watch the high mineral waters, but spring waters are really, really good. That's my favorite kind of water. Okay. Some of these mineral waters, I think, have minerals added to them. I like the minerals that come in through the vegetables and the fruit because they're organic minerals, are kind of digested by these plants and fruits. So I like that better. The thing with minerals is if you're drinking mineral water to get minerals, it's not really the right idea in my view. I think what we're looking at is mineral utilization. When you get those adrenals up, those handle 24, 25 mineral utilizations, and the parathyroid handles the calcium utilization. So we want to get those glands up to get the mineral utilization. Nutrition is really not our problem in the West, pretty much anywhere. It's really utilization and absorption. Okay. Naturally low in blood pressure, run an ultra, the heart will thank you. Yeah, getting the blood and lymph moving will definitely help. As long as you're working on getting the kidneys filtering and getting the acidosis out. CM says, thanks, you bet. Jamie Dunson, one last question. I have acne, rosacea, and now I'm eating fruit. And now that I'm eating fruit and filtering, I notice my acne is crazy on my face. It's the worst I've seen. I heard it has to get worse. Yeah, sometimes we get worse before we get better. As you start to uncover acids and toxins, as you start to move them, they can wreak havoc for a little bit. It actually shows that you're probably moving lymph. Check the kidney filtration, get the kidneys filtering, get in a sauna, sweat, get those channels open, get the bowels open, dry skin brush, all that. Get the lymph moving, get all those channels open, okay? And God bless you, and yeah, your skin's going to get so much better once you start moving this out. Zach Plasick, one more question. I get lower back pain when doing intense detoxing, fruit, herbs, and fasting. Does this mean I'm stressing the kidneys, or should I just continue to support them with the herbs? Yeah, you're probably being very aggressive, moving a lot of acids towards the kidneys, and they're hurting. You can back off, especially with the citruses. You can do some things to cool, like a bit more water. You can take a little baking soda in that water to help cool them down. You can do the aloe vera juice, slippery elm, marshmallow root, and there's one, I think it's the couch grass. Might be the couch grass. That's a good herb for that too. But some herbs to cool the kidneys down. Back off a bit, and then you can always come back in. You might just be moving a little too quickly. Brooke Graves, Mark, if a young menstruating woman is anemic, will currants help, or which fruits are good for anemia? Okay, you know, I'm not sure about the currents, but the thing with with anemia is the adrenals also metabolize iron. So a lot of people that are anemic are have weak adrenals that are not metabolizing the iron. Okay, so you can take in some iron-rich foods. You know, beets are really good, I hear. But yeah, work on those adrenals. Check that pressure. See if you're up around 120. Get that really helping. You know, spleen. You know, just get on a detox to help all these glands clear out. Okay, and that should help a lot. Not sure about the currents though. Look into the high iron fruits and veggies though, and get the utilization up. Get the absorption up too. Clean that GI tract. Get that absorption up in the bowels too. Thanks a bunch, Mark. Great work you are doing, says Keza69. Thank you, Keza. Thank you for being here. 707 Anonymous. Water seems very helpful to these detoxes. However, I don't have a clean source of water. Well, I get a lot of mine out in front of the markets, those glacier machines, 30 cents a gallon. It's got 5 filters, including reverse osmosis. Good source of water. Best source of water, though, is in the fruits and in the high water veggies. That's your best source of water. It's all completely in the right structure. Absolutely wonderful. I don't drink a lot of water, you guys. Between my teas and my fruits and my veggies, I don't drink a lot of water. Brooke Graves, but Mark, what about the depleted minerals in the soils in the U.S.? Do fruit trees have more minerals than vegetable crops? Probably because the roots go deeper, you know? But I've heard that about the depletion, you know. I just found that, you know, this whole nutrition thing, I think, is really tied around better utilization and better absorption. Okay, by detoxification. I really don't take any supplements. I feel great. And you know what? You get a lot of minerals if you're doing these herbs too, you know. Lots and lots of them. We got Pat Worley. Would you please go over which organ goes with upper and lower BP numbers? Okay, so the upper numbers on the blood pressure are tied to the adrenals. It's kind of like when you go to the fair and you take the sledgehammer and you hit that thing and the thing goes up and rings the bell. Ringing the bell is 120, okay? A lot of us are, when that heart beats, that's called the adrenal punch. It just goes up to 100 or 90. Does not getting up there. The lower number is kidneys. That's the resting pressure. So the kidneys, if they're blocked, the resting pressure is tight because they're blocked, okay? They're still constricted, so they're blocked. So you have 70, 80, 90, whatever. We like it at 60, all right? Upper number adrenals, lower number is kidneys. Brooke Graves, what about young beet greens? Easier to assimilate. You know, the young ones seem to be better. You know, you got more of those growth factors in there and all that. Not sure if they have more iron, though. Check into that. But, yeah, I don't know. I do more of the beet bulbs and the greens myself. I think there's a lot of phytic acid in the greens. Check into that, okay? Matt Norton, is taking baking soda internally daily a good way to safely oxidize the cells in your opinion? No, it doesn't really work because we're trying to get into that lymphatic system, okay? That's the fluid that surrounds all the cells. That's where we want to get our alkalization. That's done through taking in a predominantly alkalizing diet and moving lymph to get the acids out to help alkalize. Okay, Stephanie Ross is here. All right, amen. Fruits loaded with water. That is all about I have. XOXO, I'm on too. Hello, Mark. Pre-tennis. Oh, you had a good tennis game. Good, Steph. Yeah. So here's a tennis player telling you that, you know, fruits loaded with water and veggies are really the place to get a lot, you know, most of your water. It's really amazing. Super hydration. Once you guys get on all this fruit and these raw veggies and feel what true hydration is, you know, not being all dried out and all that, it's just so great. Bert, can you have high blood pressure but still have low adrenal fatigue? Absolutely. Great question. Yeah. Yeah, you know, high blood pressure is really low blood pressure, Dr. Morse says. So let's say that you have blocked up kidneys. Let's say the lower number is 90, okay? And let's say your upper number is, 130, all right? So 90 over 130, high blood pressure, right? It's like, whoa, I got high blood pressure. All right. So we get you on some kidney herbs, we get you on all those 6, and then down to 4, and we start really detoxing the heck out of you. We got you on high fruit. You're really starting to go after those kidneys. You got filtration. All that gunk and sediments coming out of those kidneys, they start to loosen up. They start to hydrate. They start to alkalize. They start to feel good. They start to relax. The blood pressure comes down. But guess what? That upper number starts coming down too. So now we get 30 points off of you. We're down to 60. We just took 30 points off of Mr. Adrenals. They're now down to 100. So now you're 60 over 100. Now you got low adrenals. We find out that you really had low adrenals all the time. So now we got to work on those adrenals. So there you go. Great question. Hope that helps you guys. All right, so we have gotten through it, hour and 45. If anybody has any last-minute questions, I will go ahead and answer those. It's been a great session. Thank you very much, everybody who participated. Really good. We covered a lot of ground, a lot of really good questions. I repeated myself a lot, but I think it was great. So Bert asked, yeah, because I have high pressures, but so fatigued. There you go. You got it, Bert. Mark, do you like hibiscus flowers? I don't really eat them or use them. I like the way they smell. I really do. We got Zach Plasek. Thanks, Mark. You the man. You bet, Zach. Glad to help. So glad to help you guys. Thanks for listening to me. Appreciate it. And Bitsy says hi. She just took a nap. I'm going to take her out for a walk. She just got such a short walk tonight, so we're going to take her out for a walk. All right, good. Thanks for the kiss, Bitsy. All right, love you all. God bless. We'll see you next week, and hope you guys are having a great summer. And, you know, it's summertime, so this is the time we can do a lot of fruit. It's available, and with the heat and all that, God, I had some watermelon today that was chilled watermelon. I'm going to have some more after I get off here. So fantastic. Brooke says, thank you, Mark. You bet, Brooke. Thank you. Jeannie, thank you, Jeannie. God bless us all. Absolutely. Matt Norton, thanks so much, Mark. Thanks, everybody. CM says, thanks again. Thank you, everybody. We will see you next week. All right.